Hey everybody, what's going on? This is wilkyb. This is another Advanced Wars by Web upload video, and this is basically just a follow-up video on my video from yesterday that I did, which is like a criticism of the Advanced Wars by Web moderation, the map committee, and Global League. So for those who aren't familiar, Advanced Wars by Web is the place that you go to play competitive Advanced Wars. There's really nowhere else you can go, and it's kind of lame in my opinion, because the only way that you can qualify a competitive map on this website is if you follow the rules that the Advanced Wars by Web map committee have established. And in my opinion, the maps that, if you follow those rules and you want one of your maps to make it into Global League, then you will hamstring your maps with respect to like the early gameplay and the variety of gameplay that could be developed. So I posit that the the map committee restricts variety of gameplay, and they're willfully staying blind to it. And actually, in all the years that I've developed my map here, just for one example, this map, Concealed Hill, I've worked on this for a long time, and it's one base standard. So one of the standards for the map committee, the requirements, is that you have the 2 base 1 infantry to combat the first turn advantage. And I don't like this. I don't like this one for reasons. Two of the main reasons. Well, the one main reason is because development happens so rapidly on these maps that there's nothing you can do to combat the economy just going out of control like crazy. So this 2 base 1 infantry start doesn't necessarily mean that the economy is going to go crazy, but especially with the way that a lot of maps on the Global League are arranged, like when the bases are in the opposite corner of each other, like this, there is no possible way to interact in the early game. There's no development phase. Like, the development phase happens automatically over the course of like 9 or 10 turns, and then at turn 10 is when you have your first player-player interaction, which is weak. Like, there's such a huge breadth of gameplay that's available during the early game that is completely missed by, like, I would say like 80% of the maps on Global League. And this is with respect to Fog of War. So yeah, so just in general, these maps are unimpressive to me. And for the years that I've developed my map, I have been treated like shit in the community in general. And I also think that shitty treatment that other people push on to me is enabled by the moderators of this website. And 95% of the places that these moderators control basically like 95% of the community that you can engage with. So if you disagree with the map makers on this website, and if you are very persistent like I am about the methods that I use for map making, and that this does produce good competitive matches, you will be blasted, and you will be ostracized if you stick up for yourself. So I get bullied on this website like crazy because I don't follow the rules, and because of that, and because of the moderation and how awful they are towards people who poke at the integrity of their map committee and the rules that they use for making these awful maps. Like, this is such a bad map. Like, this is such a bad map, and there's other maps that do it. Like, these maps are just really bad, and I'm through with like being sensitive towards the map committee. These maps are bad. There's no early gameplay here. You cannot admit to me, or like, excuse me, we can have a constructive conversation here if you can admit to me that your maps are clearly missing an early game to them. So there's just no discussion to be had unless the map committee can make that concession to me. So yeah, so I guess that's kind of what I have to say about that right now. Yeah, and to reach out to other people who, unfortunately, like, because of how oppressive this standard is, the rules that the map committee have, I honestly think that, like, because there's nowhere else for the community to go, people might see somebody like me. Like, my reputation in this community has been just completely dogged because people bully me and I stand up for myself, and because I'm standing up against the map committee and what they stand for, they enable other people to bully the shit out of me so that I go away. And not only is their bullying not enough to get me to go away, they had to ban me to get me out of their community. So that, because I guess the map committee just, and like the community writ large, just feels really good about the maps that they play on when they're clearly bad maps. You're a crazy person if you look at this map and think, wow, this is the best that we have possibly got on this website. This is the best arrangement of tiles that can create the best gameplay. That's not true. This is such a bad map. It's so bad. I can't get over it. I'm through with being sensitive and being okay with mediocrity. This is a bad map, and everybody in the map committee should be ashamed of themselves. You guys need to look at yourselves and point at each other and call each other out. Like, poke at each other because you guys are too soft on each other. If maps like this are making it to the surface and make it to the global league, and like, it's not just one map that's like this. Like, there's like, in terms of like the rotation of maps, like I would say 40% of the maps on Global League at one given time are like this. So like, no excuses. The map committee, you guys need to do something else. You need to do something else. It doesn't have to be the one base starter like my maps do, but like, this has been going on for like 15 or 20 years. Like, you guys keep making these maps over and over and over again, doing the same thing that completely misses the breadth of early gameplay. So that's what I have to say about that. So, yeah, the map committee, you guys need to do better. You don't have to treat me better. I don't care. Like, I do care. I don't like being treated poorly, but of course, if that's what it takes, like, that's this, you know, the result of my maps and the gameplay that I've developed is, you know, incidentally, people make fun of me for that. But, yeah, I also think the moderation, not only can you guys make better maps, but you need to moderate your channel better so that people like me don't get bullied out of the community. Because I am a tough cookie, like, mentally, to put up with a lot of stuff like this, you know, pat myself on the back. But yikes, like, I am ostracized from the community, and unfairly. And this sucks. It's not that big of a deal to me, because it's not like there's money involved in this, or like, you know, this is just a hobby. But like, yowza, this is not something that I would want other people to endure. Even if they're wrong about the maps that they're making, they should still have the freedom to express themselves the way that they do. And the community, like the moderators and stuff, should also, you know, moderate their communities when they're starting to bully people because they deviate from the rules that the map committee has established. So overall, I'm pretty upset with the Advance Wars by Web moderation, and I think you guys need to look internally and figure out something. So anyways, that's my spiel here. Thank you guys. Adios.